It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are at Wintry First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield to throw it. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take them out of it, but that's a heck of a start.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
Throwing Jones. Able to find Isabella. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Flushed out right. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Jones. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. The Browns drive about to get started. Not the way they wanted to begin things. You had the interception on the first play of the game. The good news, it only led to 3 points.
And remember our conversation with him prior to the ball game? He said they had something special designed for the first play. It didn't hit. Let's see if he can rebound from it and not let it get him down.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in there.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now Landry. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Mayfield off the play fake. Throw left side complete. That's Wolf. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. They'll run with Chubb. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz there to make the grab. And the Browns have taken the lead. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Landry now on the return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Chubb will have the first down and much more. And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 44 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to it and hold him for just a short gain.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by at Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Fielded at about the 28. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mayfield. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Rohrwasser now for the point after. And it's 21-3. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. "30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Rohrwasser's kick is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Jones, a final shot before break. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly, and this one could be coming back. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the 30 on second down, Jones eluding the pressure right. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones sliding out of the pocket. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. On second down, it's Taylor. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
The scoreboard tells the story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Colts unable to convert here on fourth down. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 97 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend. A run for Nick Chubb. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Rohrwasser on for the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. Off play action. Jones. He'll buy some time right. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Mayfield on play action. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Play fake. Mayfield. He'll find Eskridge here complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This is taken around the 12. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Throwing on second down, Jones. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Colts on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. That ball complete to Isabella. And some room to work. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Taylor. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. 111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run it again with Chubb. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Cameron Sutton able to get him for a loss of about 3. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Now, That's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking out play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second, third levels, you can see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And again, it's Chubb. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Mayfield looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wolf. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And they will take a knee here. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound.